Mingo. What is going on, Cover One crew? Welcome back to the show. Hope everybody is good. It is that time, man. We know it is crunch time. Last week of the fantasy football regular season. We got to get those wins if you want to get into the playoffs. What are we talking today? Rookie wide receiver trending players. Why are we doing this? Because we require some extra added oomph to get into the postseason. And I mean, some of these guys could be league winners for us. There's a lot of potential on the board. A lot of these rookie wide receivers have been doing the business, and we've been getting some good point productivity. But how is it shaken down over these next 4 weeks? Typically, we see with rookies, they start to get more traction in the last 6 weeks of the regular season because some teams want to see what they got in these gentlemen. And there is a lot of potential here for fantasy point productivity outside of the top dogs that have already been booming. Unfortunately, Tank Dell is not on my list because he is on the IR. It hurts. The pain is real, but let's start off with Puka Ngata. Okay, he's been an absolute revelation this season. Best rookie waiver wire, basically one of the better wide receiver waiver wire pickups this entire season. Ranked number 969 points. He's been an absolute dynamo, but he is dealing with some injuries. You got to keep tabs on that one. He's got the AC joint. He's got some rib cartilage issue, and I mean, he said he's going to suit up this week. I don't understand how this man's breathing, but okay, fine. 58% on the boom consistency rate. He's been a killer, man. Last 3 games, 14.3 on the average. Target share continues to be very good and plentiful. 7.33 on the target share. It's very good, man. So Puka, for me, is going to continue outside of injury. Holding him back should still be a fixture in this offense with these LA Rams and will continue to be that good baller we're looking for. He's got some games, Baltimore and New Orleans, the better defensive games for him, but Washington, New York Giants to finish off the fantasy season for the championship. The trend has got to be on the rise, continuing for Puka outside that injury. If the injury wasn't there, he would definitely be a league-winning rookie for us. No kidding, man. Jordan Addison, Addy, my guy. Been preaching him up the entire offseason when he was coming into the NFL. I'm still a huge fan. Now, all of a sudden, we get Justin Jefferson back. The issue has been, obviously, quarterback play, lack thereof in Minnesota. Dobbs fallen way back down to earth like we typically should be aware of. I mean, we saw it with the Arizona Cardinals, where his play did fall off, and maybe, hopefully, he does get back on the good graces. But if they do have another poor game, we could see them pivot to a Jaren Hall at the quarterback position. But with JJ, it does bring some ample opportunity for Addison to see lesser coverage and get back on track, where he was seeing the top-end coverages in these past several weeks that JJ has been on IR and out of football. It was not good. 137 points, ranked 20 right now for wide receivers, and half PPR is good. He's had a very good rookie season, 50% on the boom rate. He's got a favorable schedule coming up against the Las Vegas Raiders, Cincinnati Bengals, Detroit Lions, and then finish it off against the Green Bay Packers. So there is ample opportunity for Addison to at least continue down the path of giving us the safe floor, which he has been doing. 7.23 over the last 3 games on the average points has been decent, not great. We do want to see the boom games come from this man like we had early on in the season, the 14, 13, 15-point games. That's where we're kind of looking for Addy. But I mean, right now, can he be trusted in your flex? I think so, and I do believe with JJ coming back, it's going to uplift him. Yes, target share may go down, but again, we're going to see the efficiency rates jump back up if a Dobbs can support it. If Kirk Cousins was here, we know that Addy would be a league winner wide receiver. So right now, you're playing the matchups, hoping that Dobbs gets out of his own way and can figure out how to spread the ball around to these wide receivers. Jackson Smith-Njigba for the Seattle Seahawks. He's been doing well, man. 51 rank. I mean, it's starting to creep up. It started the season slow, but now at least his target share has inflated. He's almost at the 7 targets per game. Last 3 games, 6.67. It is good. We want to see more out of this. He's got a very favorable schedule against opposing defenses when it comes to covering wide receivers. 49ers, Eagles, Tennessee, and Pittsburgh to finish off the season. So by the time we get to Pittsburgh at the end, who knows how they're going to be, but they got to start utilizing Njigba over the middle that much more. Get that PPR upside up and up, I should say. 16.6 on the boom consistency rate is not good. This is, but it comes to the point of saying there's too many mouths to feed in this offense. They still are a very much a run-heavy offense, but with all the injuries to the running back room, with Kenneth Walker III dealing with the oblique, we got Charbonnet. He's dealing with a knee injury, so they're going to have to ride with DJ Dallas Dallas and a Kenny McIntosh. This could get really bad and ugly in this running back room for Seattle. There is no kidding about that. You got to recreate the run with a Jackson Smith-Njigba, and I think that's what they're going to potentially do. Almost 7 points average on the last 3 games is not terrible, but it is not great. Want to get into the 9 to 12 range in point productivity for Jackson Smith-Njigba, and we will get a lot more glory. So there is potential matchup appeal here for Jackson Smith-Njigba with all these contests coming, so there is great play potential here for him as well. Zay Flowers, Baltimore Ravens. He's coming off a massive contest before they went into the bye week. Hopefully, this is a sign of things to come. While he's been kind of teetering with the ups and downs all season long, he's only 25% on the boom consistency. It's not been great overall. He is an explosive, dynamic wide receiver that all you got to do is get the ball in this man's hands, and he will show you what he could do, especially like we saw, 20 points, have PPR before they went into the bye week. That's what we want to see from a Zay Flowers. Still no Mark Andrews. He is on IR. You got to believe they're going to start mixing matching Zay and Isaiah Likely in this offense a lot more to at least move this offense with chunk yardage, man. Last 3 games, he has had an average of about 6 targets. Been roughly similar the entire season, so the target share doesn't worry me because you're talking about big play appeal. But the last 3 contests, 12.3 on the average for points productivity is very good news. 36 rank. I mean, okay, he's over 113 points for fantasy football half PPR. It is good news, man, and I think that they're going to continue to ride him as they saw what he's able to do. He's far too explosive to not put the ball in his hands, man. Good upside for the schedule coming up. The Rams, Jaguars, San Francisco, and Miami. There is ample opportunity for Zay Flowers to continue down this path of giving us good point productivity, low-end wide receiver 3 to flex option all day long with an upside of being a wide receiver 2 as we finish off the last 4 games of the fantasy football season. Quinton Johnson, QJ. Okay, and I mean, going into the NFL draft process, I was out on QJ because, I mean, based on where he was being projected to be drafted, I was definitely out, man. I told y'all, hands are like bricks. He's a body catcher, and he's going to take some time. Does he have insane ability? Absolutely, and I think the Chargers are misusing him in a very big way. Rank 86 right now, only 43 points. He doesn't even have 1% boom rate, man. I think he's only got 1 boom game the entire season. Not good news whatsoever. Target share is still at a decent level, but I mean, with all these injuries that the Chargers have sustained, you would have thought that QJ would have been able to at least rise his level of play. Big drops in big situations could have uplifted his contest that he did play. Did not happen. So, I mean, right now, 4 points on the last 3 games with an average of 5.3 on the target share. So, at least he's getting targets, but he's not amounting to anything in fantasy football reliability. Schedule looks gross. Denver Raiders, Buffalo, and then Denver once again to finish off the season. It is not good. And with Josh Palmer coming back, you got to believe that the target share is going to start to go again toward a Palmer and a Keenan Allen. They're talking about, putting in a Josh Kelly instead of Austin Eckler, which is crazy talk to me. But I don't know. This Chargers team looks like they've kind of given up on head coach Staley, and they want him out the door as well. But this is a bad season, bad rookie year for QJ, and I don't foresee it improving whatsoever. It is not good. No bueno. He needs some time. Hopefully, year 2, year 3, we start to see him break out a little bit more. He's got talent for days. Just got to put it together with his hands that are definitely like bricks. Rashid Rice, Kansas City Chiefs. He's been a pleasant surprise. I mean, okay, anybody playing with Patrick Mahomes, they're going to absolutely get uplifted. Was I a huge supporter of Rashid Rice coming into this season? I was lukewarm. I thought there was a lot of good potential. Did I believe he was going to etch out some of these other wide receivers? No, probably not, but he has played well. He's taken every opportunity, and he's uplifted his game. 41.6 on the boom rate, and especially over the last 3 games, been very good. 12.4 on the average. He sees 8 targets a game as Mahomes is still searching for that trusted wide receiver 1 commodity in this offense, and perhaps we have seen it already transpire that Rashid Rice is that guy. They just got to continue to force feed him the football. He is a good red zone option, and they do have a favorable schedule coming up. The Bills this week, New England, Las Vegas Raiders, and the Cincinnati Bengals to finish it off. So defenses that do give up a lot of points. However, the Chiefs do look like they are still stuck in second gear. They're not the Chiefs that we're familiar with of old, where they can put up 40 points on anybody on any given Sunday. But at least they're moving in the right direction, and Rashid Rice is giving us good opportunity to be that flex option, that low-end wide receiver too, and there is potential here that he does creep up into the top 20 wide receivers if he does continue to get target share. So he has been very good for us this season. His trend is definitely rising for me as we enter into the fantasy football playoffs. My guy Josh Downs, we're down for Downs. And okay, it's not been good. Okay, I'm not going to lie to y'all. Rank 42, under 100 points. Yes, he was dealing with that knee injury. He's come back slower than I had anticipated. And we're seeing the evolution of Gardner Minshew, Mustache Minshew. He is force-feeding a Michael Pittman, completely forgetting about a Josh Downs. But at least from the good perspective, his target share hasn't necessarily moved off the charts. He still gets about 7 targets a game over these last 3, so their opportunity is definitely there, but it's not in great opportunities to get touchdowns, to get massive yards. You still got to get, like a Zay Flowers, you got to get Josh Downs the ball in space and let him see what he can do in the open field. Is he as explosive as a Flowers? No, but he is so good of a route runner that I do believe they're just holding him back a little bit. You got to get this man the football that much more, and he will start to provide 33% on the boom rate. He's had some big boom games for us, especially before he went down with the knee injury. I believe he had 3 or 4 boom games in a row. We want to see that get back on track and continue for Josh Downs. 7 targets are good, but only 4.9 points over the last 3 games. He's been killing us, and he's very difficult to trust right now. Bengals, Steelers, Falcons, and Raiders to finish off the season as these Colts do push for a playoff, so maybe they're playing it safe. They don't want to take a lot of chances, but I do believe they will start to insert Josh Downs in this offense once again, but I do want to see him play a few more good contests before we start preaching up his good graces. No kidding. Jalen Hyatt, another rookie dynamo. Everybody was hoping that was going to, pan out to be something. He's got the wheels for days. His season has been absolutely regrettable and forgettable. Rank 90, 41 points in 11 games. The absolute dump fire that is this new New York Giant offense. It's starting to get better with a DeVito. Okay, maybe they start to turn a corner just a little bit when it comes to at least giving us fantasy points and fantasy point totals, man. Under 1% of the boom rate. It is not good for a Hyatt right now. I mean, the final 4 games, Green Bay, New Orleans, Philly, and the Rams, the schedule is not favorable overall, and you got to believe Tyrod Taylor, I think, would have given him the better option to go deep, but at least over the past 2 games, we've seen his usage increase just a little bit. Not great, though. Last 3 games on the average target share is only 3, and he still is under 5 points these last 5 games, so he's completely boomer bust for any of us that are thinking about starting him, even in deeper leagues. I'm definitely looking in other directions until we see that target share get uplifted to at least the 6 to 8 range, and we start to see him more involved and utilized in this offense. I don't know why you guys don't, New York Giants don't utilize him more as you guys are out of the playoffs. See what you got in the young man. Take the top off of defenses, which could be very possible in these last 4 games as the Giants do pack it up for golf season because their season is completely done. Jaylen Hayes is an interesting one. It's going to be very much high risk, high reward. Jaden Reed, Green Bay Packers. He's been great taking out every opportunity that he has had with Christian Watson dealing with injuries the entire season. He is ranked 30, y'all. And I told y'all in my scouting reports going back to the offseason that he would kill the slot in the NFL, and that's exactly what he's doing. 117.4 points. Jordan Love feeling the love for love. He's feeding these wide receivers, man, on the regular. They're an extremely youthful wide receiver room offense in general, and Reed has definitely answered the bell. 41.6 on the boom rate for this rookie is great, and we can absolutely trust him moving forward. Look at the schedule we got all in green, basically. Giants, Buccaneers, Panthers, and Vikings. It's all good news for pass-happy offenses, and hopefully these Packers do start to take the top off, and Reed has been a fixture in this offense, also being utilized in the, Jets sweeps without an Aaron Jones. This is going to continue in this offense. Get him the football in his hands. He's going to make plays. 6.33 on the average target and then 11.2 points over the last 3 games. He is definitely able to be trusted in your flex and could definitely be a league winner if Christian Watson does sit out for a lot of time. I do like Christian Watson's upside. Like I said, for overall league winners, I had Christian Watson in there, and then he goes and hurts his hamstring again. This is the problem that we're facing. The man can never stay healthy, but Jaden Reed is definitely a good consolation prize. Last one I got is Jonathan Mingo for these Carolina Panthers. Okay, he's got skills. What can I say? He's a big body wide receiver. He's got ability. Ranked 79, 52 points, but this offense has been in disarray. The coaching staff in and out and fired, and now they're changing over everything again. It's difficult to trust somebody like a Mingo. However, the upside here is the fact that his target share has been increasing on the weekly. Last 3 games, it's been over 7 targets per game. This is positive news. They want to see what they got out of this rookie talented wide receiver, and hopefully it does continue in that path and realm. Can we trust it to be starting? I don't think so. This is where my fear is. Outside of garbage time point productivity, he's got under 7 points in the last 3 games, even on those 7 targets. So that does not bode well overall for fantasy point productivity. In the last 4 contests, New Orleans, Atlanta, Green Bay, all very difficult pass defenses, and then they finish it off with the Jaguars. So there is potential by the time we get to week 17, if we see how this offense is moving forward with Bryce Young and a Mingo, maybe they do install more passes to this man, and he does continue to move in that direction, but it is going to be difficult to trust. No kidding. But there you have it. That is some 10 rookie wide receivers, kind of, taking a pulse check on where they are right now. Can they help us? Will they provide the elixir we require when it comes to fantasy points? This is the thing we need to know as championship. We're going to be hoisting trophies in 4 weeks, baby. I can't believe season's almost over. But nevertheless, we got Thursday Night Football tonight. It's an ugly one, but there still could be points had. Maybe I'll drop some start sit for you in the comments for you. But nevertheless, as always, don't forget to hit that like button, hit that subscribe button, jump in those comments, give me your thoughts, and we'll see you next time. I am out.